agree with me? Okay, can we just stand up and stretch in 30 seconds? So nobody says they formed a clot sitting at ACS. Just stretch in less than 30 seconds. Move those limbs. I think you feel better right now. Okay, so let's just welcome Dr. Olalekan to take us with the basic life support. Can we put our hands together for him? Please, you can have your seat, sorry. Let's make welcome Dr. Franca. So
I have Dr. Franca with me because as we get to know that both basic life support and advanced cardiac life support is not something that you can do alone. It involves as many people as you can get. It's a team effort. It's not a one-man show. And why is this important? It's important because it could happen anywhere, outside the hospital, in the hospital. It could happen as we are sitting now, and it is good for everybody to know what to do, appropriate step to take, because studies have shown that the earlier we can start basic life support, especially the cardiopulmonary resuscitation, as in doing an effective CPR, the earlier we start that, the better the chance of getting the patient back from a position of cardiorespiratory arrest to a point of return of spontaneous circulation. And like I said, it could happen anywhere. It could happen to anybody. This year, we've lost doctors, we've lost politicians, we've lost different kind of people because of the respiratory arrest. And instead of somebody trying to bring the patient back, what people were doing is taking pictures them on Snapchat, Instagram, and everybody is just shouting Jesus, Jesus, and not knowing what to do. So we just feel that as an healthcare worker, it is very important for us to be able to know the important step to take. And we'll quickly just run through the step while we'll now do a practical demonstration. And everybody is going to be involved in doing this today. And myself and Dr. Franca will just do a quick demonstration and run through the basic step. We are not here to bore us with stuff, but just to know the basic steps to take and how to go through this process. So let's have our slide. Dr. Franca, what is basic life?
So basic life support, this refers to the care that healthcare providers and public safety practitioners can provide to patients who are experiencing respiratory arrest, cardiac arrest, or airway obstruction.
So, as she has said, we are talking of patients with either cardiac arrest, respiratory arrest, and what do we mean in summary? We are talking of a patient that has no pulse, a patient that is not breathing, a patient that is having agonal or an irregular kind of breathing. So you are somewhere and somebody suddenly slumps and you cannot get a pulse, or you check the patient, whether the patient is breathing, you cannot find any activity. So that is the kind of patient we're saying, when you are in that kind of situation, what are you supposed to do? Are you supposed to pick your phone and record? Are you supposed to call somebody? Are you supposed to be pleading the blood of Jesus? What are we supposed to do? And so we have this case. You are in a bank, and while waiting for your BVN and waiting for your ATM, somebody decides. Our question is, what will you do first? So he wants us to take that poll. We just want to know, our idea is, what are you supposed to do first? Are you supposed to shout, Yepa, what are you going to do, blood of Jesus? Are you supposed to check for a pulse? Are you supposed to start CPR chest compression immediately? What will be your first action for these patients? So we're waiting. Let's do the poll. Is the question coming up? Okay. Okay.
So,
Only 17 people. We can do more. Let's join the poll. We just want to have a sense of what we would do if you are in such a position. What is the first thing to do? And let me also add quickly that many of these things will happen concurrently. But we just want to know, what will be your idea? Will you just be shouting, somebody has fallen, somebody is down here, please come and carry in, pour water, bring ice block, bring this, bring fan. So ideally, as you will see when we proceed, that the most important thing first is safety. But like I said, most of these things will be happening at the same time. So let's go to the next slide. So what will you do? Like we said, for me, safety, the same must be clear. You should be free from danger, and the patient too should be free from danger. But like we'll see as we're going to be doing multiple things at the same time. We've talked about this a bit, that a patient with respiratory arrest, the patient has a pulse, but the patient is not breathing. And the patient in cardiac arrest, there's cessation of cardiac activity, so there's no pulse. So, but the emphasis is not for you to keep looking for this, that you want to make sure that you get a pulse. We don't have that time. Now, whether you get a pulse or not, if you start chest compression, there is nothing wrong with that. So, you should not spend 30 minutes looking for pulse, looking for stethoscope, looking for... So, once someone is down, you check. Even if you are not sure whether the pulse is there or not, start your CPR. And the chain of survival is what you do that improves the person's survival. If you are in the hospital, which is the first one up, that starts from your surveillance and recognizing patients that are likely prone to developing cardiorespiratory arrest. We've talked about hypertensive crisis today. We've talked about diabetic emergency. We've talked about patients with CKD. So for those patients, you should know that they have high risk of developing this. So we must monitor them more closely, and we should be prepared to do basic life support. So it starts from recognizing that, and once it happened, quickly activate your team, start your CPR, followed by defibrillation, then other care. But if it is outside the hospital, where you have an active emergency response, you can call that. But in our environment, what will be your first stop is to call for help, and you start a CPR.
and we'll quickly go through this step. So Dr. Franka, let's start. So
like we said earlier, you have to ensure that the area is safe. And how you do that, you ensure that there is no water around the patient or the victim. You ensure that there are no sharp objects, no, if it's an area where there was shooting involved, ensure that you are safe first before you try resuscitating a patient. So that's the first thing you have to think about first.
So that you too, you don't become a victim, and you also don't need to be resuscitated. So you must be safe, and the patient also needs to be safe. And the next step is, like you said, you want to check for responsiveness and pulse and breathing. All these are done simultaneously at the same time. So what you want to do is, this is our patient on the floor. You want to tap the patient and quickly ask. If you know the person's name, you can call. Hello, sir, are you okay? That's you. Are you okay? You want to know whether there is a response or not. Hello, are you okay? And as you are doing that, at the same time, you are trying to feel for a pulse. And as you are doing that, you are trying to feel for a pulse. And what you do is to use the area of carotid pulsation close to you, and with your eyes on the chest and your cheek towards the patient's nose. So you want to see if you can feel whether the patient is breathing, and at the same time looking at the chest of the patient, whether there is chest movement, and at the same time with your finger on the area of carotid pulsation, trying to feel for the pulse. Everything I've said, you should be able to do within 5 seconds, but not more than 10 seconds. And like I said, the aim is not for you to get the carotid pulse and count the carotid pulse. If you cannot feel it, please leave the carotid pulse, leave it alone, and go to the chest and start your chest compression. The chest compression is the most important life-saving thing you want to do for these patients. Because, like we said, the heart has stopped working. No blood is being pumped out of the lung, of the heart to the brain and other major organs. So what you want to do is to do what the heart is doing, trying to pump the heart to be able to supply blood to all those important organ. And time is not on your side. We talked about stroke, we talked about myocardial infarction, that time is muscle, time is brain. Here too, time is life. So you want to check those things, whether there is pulse. If there is pulse and the patient is not breathing, then what the patient has is a respiratory arrest. And the only thing you need to do is to ventilate the patient. We'll talk about that when we get there. But if the patient is not breathing, or you cannot get a pulse, or you are not sure whether the pulse is there, or patient has abdominal breathing, that is not breathing. Just assume that that patient has cardiac arrest and starts compression immediately. So let's go through the important step in the important quality of a good chest compression. So we've talked about it, trying to get your carotid pulse. Move to next slide. So start CPR, like I said, is the most critical element. Next slide. So chest compression. So how do you want to do this? Number one, make sure your patient is on a flat heart surface. Effective CPR cannot be done on most of our bed, because as you are applying pressure, the bed is buckling, so you don't have any recoil from the heart surface to compress on. So if you don't have the type of bed where you can put a support under, it is better you take the patient off the bed and put the patient on the floor where you have a hard surface to compress on. And number two, ideally, the whole of your weight should be on the patient. So if you are taller than me in the reverse direction, you may need, and your patient is on the bed, you may need something like a stool so that you will be able to do that comfortably well. Then, the positioning of your hand should be at the middle of the chest towards the lower parts, and put your non-dominant hand on the chest first, then lock the second hand on top with your elbow straight and with the pressure coming from your shoulder, not from your elbow. So we want to do this, lock these two hands and place the heel, not palm, the heel on the lower part of the sternum. So I have to tiptoe to be able to demonstrate that, and with my hand straight, and you want to push in, you want to push hard and fast to be able to achieve a rate of between 100 to 120 per second. And you want to press in at least about 5 centimeters. And in between, you want to allow a complete recoil. That means you press, you allow the chest to expand, and you continue. So you want to do this and press fast. And like my team used to say, the easier way to do that is to do a count. So 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000. So you count like that, and you allow the chest to recoil. And like I said, the pressure is coming from your shoulder and not the elbow. We don't want to encourage you removing your hand and bouncing and do this, but to be able to do this. And you want to, like I said, you want to push hard and fast, achieve between 100 to 120 per minute, and you want to do 30 of that while your assistant, and sorry, when I was calling for help, as you are calling for help, you should give your assistant the instruction, what you want him to do. So, assuming I call Dr. Franca, help. So I'll tell Dr. Franca to go look for an ambu bag and also a defibrillator. I don't know if we have any defibrillator around for us too. So the assistant is not just coming
Can we have a defibrillator?
The assistant is not coming to watch. The assistant is not coming to do WhatsApp or Instagram. The assistant is coming with defibrillator and an ambu bag that we will use for ventilation.
Can we have a defibrillator, please, from the back?
And so, but until that person comes, you should continue the CPR. And once your assistant is available, the next thing is for the assistant to try and put the ambu bag for ventilation. And how will you position that? Let's show that on our. So it is done by what we call a C and A positioning of the hand. So the C is to be used to apply. The C is to be used to apply the face mask at the ambu bag, sorry, hypoglycemia. The ambu bag to cover the nose and the mouth properly so that there is no allowance for air to escape from the side. Then you add the E. Okay. So I'm used to that. So this is the C. So all this to the mouth and the nose. Then the E is to lift the chin of the patient. So it is better to do the C first, to apply it tightly to cover the nose and the mouth of the patient and prevent any leakage of air from the side, then you use the E to lift the patient's seam so that the airway is clear. In the past, they used to talk about doing a sweep to remove any obstruction. Please, do not do that. If you see any physical obstruction, you can remove that, but don't do a blind sweep trying to clear the airway. So, like we said, the C, to apply this to cover the nose and the mouth of the patient very well. Then the E, to lift the chin of the patient. And the person do that is going to also want to inflate. And you don't want to press more than about 40% of the bag. This bag can contain up to about 1,000 mils of oxygen. So if you push everything, you will cause barotrauma. You just want a gentle press. And at what rate? You do 30 of this, and you do 2 of this. And if you apply this very well, by the time you do this, you will see the chest of the patient moving, which you can see on this. So we're just going to do a demonstration of that. I'm going to be the first responder, while I'm going to give Dr. Franca the instruction to be the second responder. So she will be the one doing the ventilation while I will do the compression. And you can also use that opportunity to also change if you're tired. And the second person will also be in charge of using the AED. Like I said, your quality CPR must be with as little interruption as possible. So ventilation is not the business of the person doing the CPR. Let the person doing the ventilation concentrate on that. The person doing the ventilation is also going to be the one applying the pad. You should not, because of this activity, stop chest compression that you are doing. Because like we said, it is the most critical element of bringing this patient back to spontaneous circulation. So
let me just add, if somehow there is no ambu bag, continue your chest compressions. Okay? So mouth to mouth is not encouraged, obviously. And there are just a few people that can give mouth to mouth.
Except if it's your spouse.
If it's not your spouse, please. So, but most studies have shown that chest compressions only may be just as effective than, with also ventilation. So if you don't have the ability to do ambu bag, make sure that you continue that chest compression. It works. A lot of patients have come back. A lot, when it is done properly. And as at the last time, we had people that were there from the previous set who attested that after they learned the proper thing, it works, the patient actually comes back. I want you to all just do the C first. Can we do the C together? Do your C first. Then do your E. Do your E separate. Now this C is pressing down while this E is raising up. Can we try it? C press, E raise. C press, E raise. So you are raising up like that. Can you go back to that slide? Show them the slide. Yes. So this is what you are doing. A lot of times, if you don't do this well, you will be putting air into the tummy. Before you know it, if you have been doing CPR for a while, you will see the patient will just vomit, everything to go into the airway. How many of us have seen that before? Confess. I have seen it too. So once you see, you will not say, he has gone truly. No. If you are not putting the air well, it will go into the tummy will be getting distended. Next thing, everything will come out, enter the airway, block the airway properly and come out. So I want us to learn that very well. We're going to practice it with the mannequins a bit.
So, like we said, going through, so, hello, are you okay? So I'm trying to check for the pulse, look at the chest, help. So, Dr. Franca, please, bring ambu bag and bring AED, and I start my compression.
I hope you can see a green light under the head. That means he's doing it properly. You can see his shoulders are locked. They are straight and locked. This is very critical.
25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Please
don't press the whole thing. Don't press the whole thing. 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Raise the jaw, raise the jaw, raise chin lifts. Take your chin lift. Good. Okay, you already done that. Good. So, do we understand that? Is it not easy? It seems easy, Abi. Oh, well, when you start, I will show you that it's not easy. Okay.
And apply the AED.
So AED is coming now. Don't stop your compression. Say you're looking for AED. Oh yeah, let me put it on. No, don't stop. If you are near the tables, those that have the bags on the tables, near the tables, okay, just stop a bit. Let me just show them something. If you look at your bag, at the back of your ambu bag, how many people have noticed that there's a small tube, a pot that is protruding? Look at the back of your bag. These are our bags. I've seen heaven and hell. You can see. Okay, can you look at the back? Can you see one small pot? You are supposed to connect your oxygen there. If you are in the hospital, you should have oxygen. So you connect one end of the tube to the oxygen and the second end here. You will increase the oxygen flow rate so that this bag fills up with oxygen. So that when you press, you don't have to press the whole bag. Once you press more, 100% oxygen goes into the patient. How many of us have been collecting oxygen here? How many? One. Okay, fine. That's why we are here. That's why we are here. So you collect oxygen here, and then it fills up with oxygen. Then you can now give your breath. Do we all understand that? Okay. How many people have AEDs in their hospitals? What do we do now? How many people don't have AEDs in their hospital? How many people need me to write their MCMD? Okay, fine. So it is critical. You should not run a hospital without an AED. It can, God forbid it can be you. God forbid. It can be you, and this can actually change your life. So we have run now, we have come for help. That help is not to call. They have brought the AED. The faster the time to defibrillation, the faster the response. You need a less amount of juice. So what do you do next, sir?
So I will continue the CPR, and while the assistant is applying the AED in between the time that she's also doing the ventilation. So, like I said, you should not stop your CPR because of the pad. So, they will manage to put the pad, the first one under the right clavicle, and the second one mid-axillary line just below the axilla, just around the left nipple. And you continue, you don't stop your CPR, you continue 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30.
Please remove the bra.
Yes. Any clothing, all those you have to remove.
There's no point going to the grave with all your dignity. Remove the bra. Okay, as much as possible. I know people have asked a lot of questions. Dry the chest. If it's swimming pool injury, you know there are a lot of swimming pool. Unfortunately, I happened to be there while they were resuscitating one 6-year-old that drowned. I tried to help, and actually the patient came back. She eventually died, but she came back. The situation was on point. But you have to remember to clean, because if not, this shock that you deliver, it will short circuit. What you will hear is pow. Okay, you should remember that, please.
And so, like I said, the only time you stop your chest compression is for ventilation, and when you want the AED to analyze the patient's rhythm. So, I'm doing this. So, she's going to put the AED on.
I don't think the battery is inside it.
Okay. So, she's going to put the AED on, and like I said, it's automated. Once it is on, it's going to give you instruction of what to do. So, it's going to come on. After coming on, it's going to alert you that it's going to analyze the rhythm, and it's going to tell you to stop. And you stop. You allow the AED to analyze the patient's rhythm. Please, let's show this slide. And if it is a shockable rhythm, it will tell you it's a shockable rhythm, preparing to deliver shock. Once it is done with analysis, you still continue your CPR. And when it is ready to deliver the shock, it will tell you, ready to deliver the shock, stay off patient. Then you instruct everybody to stay off. If there is oxygen on, you switch off your oxygen. Please don't forget that. Don't leave the oxygen on with the defibrillation. Please do not forget that. And it will deliver the shock, and immediately you go back to your compression. And cycle of 2 minutes, you analyze the reading. If it's shockable, it will tell you to stay off, and it will deliver the shock. But if it's not a non-shockable reading, don't even bother to wait. Just resume the CPR immediately. And also during the point of analyzing the reading, that is the point for you to switch. Because if you do this very well, it is energy sapping. You will get tired.
Very.
It cannot be done by, you will get tired. You need a whole team of people so that you can effectively do a qualitative CPR. So that is how the cycle is going to be for a basic life support. And you're going to continue on it until either there's a return of spontaneous circulation, or you get tired, or the scene is no longer safe for you, so that you too, you will not need resuscitation. So Chief, anything that we've left out?
So I just want to let, having people, a lot of us have not done defibrillation before. But when you do the defibrillation, it's not like you do the defibrillation, the person will just come and say, what's up now? It's not like that. So don't shock and then start waiting to see what will happen. Sometimes we do that. We start waiting. How far? Is it happening? No. So immediately you shock, continue your CPR. Remember that you have to wait for another 2 minute cycle before you now auscultate. You now check. Another thing, a lot of us start CPR, then somebody says, check the pupil, is dilated. Oh yeah, let's go. Do you do that? No, the people that do it are not here. It's in the other lecture hall. Yes. Okay, fine. So these are the important points. Pupillary size dilatation is not a marker to end CPR. There are a lot of people with that have come back. Okay, we have seen a lot of people that are walking around today because of successful CPR. Okay, so you can do it, and it's very, very effective. Okay, are there any questions, burning questions? Maybe when we start demonstrating, we can now go through a lot of the things. The AED, put it on, and it will do the rest for you. An AED, I think, costs around 500,000. No, it's not now. Dollars gone up. It's about 1 million, about 1.1 million thereabouts, roughly. You should have one. I think we must have maybe 7 across our hospitals, or 8. Maybe 3, 1 per floor, and all of that.
Please put this slide, please. So we'll go for demonstration while this is playing. It's just to show.
Call for help.
Call for help.
He has pressed the call bell. Pull the bed down.
Down. He's trying to check for the pulse, the breathing at the same time while waiting for help, and he started CPR.
If you have a spring bed in your hospital, please try and change it. Okay? Please try and change it. Or get wooden planks under your mattress, because you will need to do CPR. 1 day is 1 day. Then 32. This one will definitely wake him up. Then you can start setting up the bag. While somebody is putting defibrillator pads, you can see this is a concerted effort. The earlier the better. Don't stop your CPR. If you have a resuscitation trolley, you will notice that there's a sideboard. Another thing you can have wooden boards. When somebody needs CPR, slide it under the patient, a hard board, so that when you are doing the CPR, it actually compresses.
So this is an in-hospital setting, and they've analyzed, it's charging, and we asked everybody to clear.
Get ready to shock. Then we press shock. Then we continue immediately.
You don't need to wait. Let another person be checking the reading. Let another person be checking whether the patient is back. But the person doing the compression must continue. And
then Oga is coming now. You can see the different scrub. And then you give the rundown before you now go on to ACS. Okay, fine. Straightforward, isn't it? Have we been doing the proper thing? All the patients that have passed through us? Hello? Don't worry. From today, we will make a convert of you. And some of you that thought you knew, when we start practicing, you will know that let you take heed lest you fall. Okay, fine. I think we can start the
demonstration.
We are going to have to ration it. The mannequins are extremely expensive. You will see some of them have a light under that will indicate whether you are doing a good CPR. So to bring out a light either under or by the shoulder. So you have to turn back. So look for the nearest one, and then we will take turns. Look for the nearest one, we will take turns. Please, don't assume you know. Don't assume you know. We will take turns. Can all the Elvis, please come. All the consultants, let's share ourselves. Dr. Aya, Dr. Obi, everybody, let's share ourselves back per table. There will be one instructor per table for you. If there is none on your own, just hold on. Some of you can join this one. Join that one there. There are not many people there. A few of you can join. A few of you can join here. A few of you can join here. Please pick your phones. Put your phones in your pocket. Don't leave it on the table. Your wallet, please put it in your pocket. Don't leave it on the table. We don't know everybody that is here. All right. Please, I need an instructor here. I need an instructor here. More instructors, more instructors. Okay, so we are going to start from the beginning. We assume the patient has stopped breathing. Okay, there are some there. Please, there's a table free here. Some of you can join there. So we have to make two. All right. I think I'll manage this table. All right, Mr. Which name is not the Nigerian name? Agidingbi? Is there anybody like that? No. Adibamba Bieku. All right, sir, please. Yes, go ahead. Let's start on our tables. All right, so as you are checking that pulse, you should be looking at the abdomen. So you are checking the breathing and the pulse and the abdomen at the same time. Sorry, then, please. So what you are doing is this. You're checking the carotid pulse, then you are putting your head close there, and you are looking at the abdomen. So the abdomen is rising, you will see. If it's breathing, you can also feel it, and then you can feel the carotid pulse. So you have first demonstrated non-responsiveness, then absence of cardiac activity, and absence of breathing activity. Now, sometimes some people are gasping. And of course, he never died yet. We just be waiting. When he now stops, before we now rush. Gasping is also considered the same as not breathing. So you should start CPR when the patient is gasping. You should check for that, and then you continue. Okay? So let's go ahead. You have finished that. What will you do next? Help. You call for help. Good. Fine. Now go ahead. Just. So number one, straighten good. Good. Now you're not bending your elbows, you lock your elbows and then you push down. Good. Now. Good. Perfect. Make sure there is full recoil. 1,000. Good. Beautiful. Is it red or green? If it is red, it means you're not doing it well enough. It means put your non-dominant hand. If you are right-handed, your left hand should go first, and then your right hand should go on top. If you are right-handed, sorry, your left hand should go first and your right hand should go on top. If you are left-handed, vice versa. So that you are pushing down. Elbow straight. Aha. If you do it well, you should not be able to skip that night very well. Good. 5 centimeters deep is turning red because you're not going deep enough. Good. It has turned green now. Good. It's perfect. If you do a good CPR well, there should be some fractures. Yes, there will be some small fractures. So when they do autopsy and they don't see those fractures, they say CPR was not done well or was not done at all. All right, 29:30. Wait, you move your hand and you're looking at the abdomen. Go ahead. Press 1. Please, it's not like this. There's space here. Put these two here, raise it up. Good. Then you press, not completely. Remember, just 40%. Good. Beautiful. So don't press the whole bag. So don't press the whole bag like this. I think so the leg has. Okay, please. So don't press the bag completely. And don't do it fast like this. You're just going to, it's like you are blowing it. So you press it like this. Can you see that? 1, 2. Once there's heart rhythm, you may just continue the breathing. So if you come and the person is just gasping, and you check there's still rhythm, what you can do is you can start 1, 2, after you have put it properly. Okay, let's switch, and then let's all of us practice. We'll keep on correcting. Yes, somebody else, go ahead. Start from the, anybody, I think about my vehicle. Good. So you call for help, call a code blue, call a code. That's too slow. So you must do 100 correctly. I think that's turned green. You must do 100 to 120. The faster you go, the more likely your chance of your patient returning. It saves lives, it works. That's getting too slow. 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3. Count it in your head. 1,000, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Move your hand. Wait. When you do, you move your hand so that you can look at the abdomen and make sure.
Let me do the one shot.
Do your space. Can you see the space here? All your air is going out. So put your seat first. Put your seat. Move your hand first. Put your seat.
Use this one shot. Let me be found.
Good. Now press. 1, 2. Beautiful. You saw it raised up, have you? Beautiful. Now, the next person. Come and do. Put your hand. It's until you do, you realize you cannot do it. And the next time you do it, it will be somebody's life. It may be in church. It can be anywhere. It can be on the crusade ground. It can be on campaign ground. Who knows who you will resuscitate? That will change your life. You have not locked your fingers good. Are you left-handed? Are you left-handed? Put your left hand first and your right hand on top. Good. Don't straighten your elbows. Straighten your elbows. Beautiful. Beautiful. This man will break his shoulder. But too fast, there's not enough recoil. Beautiful. That's much better. You can see she's not getting it completely. That's why it's not turning green. So don't be too fast. You need to leave time for recoil. So you press, allow the chest to recoil so that blood can enter the heart. Then you press again. You can see? Aha. Now she has stopped allowing recoil again. So it's not about being too slow. It's about allowing the recoil. Press, allow the recoil. Okay? Okay, so go ahead. If you are a little bit shorter, you put down your toes. You are not pressing. You are rubbing that guy's chest. You need to push it in. Push in 5 centimeters. Good. Beautiful. You can. It has gone green. Good. It's orange. It means you are not yet doing well. Good, perfect, you are doing better. That's much better. Please come and try it. If you don't try, don't think you have seen it. But that's too slow. That's too slow. You want to get 120 meters per minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Stop. Allow them to amble back. Put your amble back. You should have been ready earlier. You need to do exercise, Abi. The picture must come alive. You must be ready. While she's pumping, you get your ammo bag ready. Are you left-handed? Your elbow should be locked, so stand on your toes so that you're directly over. Good, perfect. It's not easy, don't worry. Hey, Nurse McQueen, please come and help me here, baby. Are you left-handed? Put your left hand first. Okay, that's your left hand, fine. Go ahead. You are rubbing the chest. Good, better. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Beautiful. 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Raise the jaw. You didn't raise that jaw. Raise the jaw. While you press that side. Beautiful. All right, let's exchange. Somebody else take over. Somebody else take over. Online audience, you can practice your pillow. That's too hard, my queen. Soft, 1, 2. Good. It's rising. Now it's doing well, you can see. It's rising. X. Color code. Code blue. Make sure you practice, don't just stand. Everybody, if you are done before, move, next person do. You must practice, don't look at it, it's not as easy as it looks. Yes. Nope. So, as much as possible, try and move the patient close to you. Good. Good. You need to allow the head to recoil. 1, 2, 3, faster. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Beautiful. I like how your shoulders are. You are not started. You are not in 30. You are not in 30. Patient has died. Oh yeah, go ahead, do your. While she's doing that, you preparing your. Don't wait for her to finish before you start setting your arm back. Continue. You are thinking, be setting now while she's doing. the setting, while somebody else is bringing AED. So please remember this, your C. Put your C first. You have pressed it now again. So this is C. Press the C first against the mouth. Then now put the E under your wrist. Then while still pressing. Now press. 1, 2, beautiful. Then you keep your eyes there to see that it is lifting. You are not going down enough. Good. Beautiful. Why people cutting the shots? Okay, somebody else should come and do. If you have any question, please ask.
These guys. Please try the ample bag. It's very hard. Put your C first, then your E next. Make sure you attempt. Don't stand and look. Has everybody attempted here? When do you stop? You stop when the patient wakes up. You stop when you are tired. You stop when the place becomes unsafe. It really wants to kill you. You stop again. What again? Sometimes you have done continuously. Typically, we wait 20 to 30 minutes of doing continuously, and you have shocked. You have gone to ACS. ACS will go in tomorrow to the more details. This is basic. There are extras that we do that work. So you do those extras and the patient comes back. So we continue. There are people that we have done 30 minutes and they came back still. There's no limit. There's no limit. As long as the EEG says shock, you continue shocking. As long as it says shock, it means there's still heart activity. You continue shocking till you can finish what is necessary.
But the AED, after a while, starts telling you no shock advice. So when there's no shock advice and it's asystole, then if you continue for under 30 minutes or so, or 20 minutes of asystole, then you can stop. But apart from that, this continue. Shock, 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 shock. Bring in your other ones. Now the other one we'll talk about tomorrow. Where you bring adrenaline, amiodarone, adenosine, atropine, bring in all those ones in. That is advanced. Bicarbonate and bicarbonate. Camera crew, have you tried yourself? That's too slow. You are just rubbing the man. That's too slow. 1, 2, 3, 4. Forget the lights. That's too slow. That's too slow. 5. Faster. Good. Perfect. You can see it's not 2 lights. Beautiful. You're not going too fast. Good. You want to be around 100 to 120. There are less people that will come back from 60 to 70. The peak in the studies is 100 to 120. People that get to 120, they typically get to come back. If you don't get there, they may not come back. You can't call anybody back from heaven like this. Or you have to do the humble back. Make sure you practice all of them. The next time you are going to be doing it, you will have a patient. Some of us will not do this again for another 20 years, but it may be somebody that you love. The reason why you must tap and ask so that you don't start pressing somebody that is sleeping. Have you practiced that? Are you left-handed? No. Look at it. Are you left-handed or right-handed? Okay, put your left hand. Go ahead. Your elbows should be straight. Good. Beautiful. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We are getting to 30. We don't know that not doing exercise now. 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Don't press the entire bag and you are over-raising. See space. Press the C first. Press the C first. Are you pressing it? Now raise it while you are still pressing. Perfect. Now press. 1, 2. Okay, good. Then somebody else continue. Every 2 minutes you must switch your arm back, your compression, because that person will be tired. Hey, Mr. Man, your hand is bending, oh. Your hand is bending, oh. Good. Is there anybody that has not compressed or bagged? Is there anybody that has not compressed or bagged? Please come into this front table where Dr. Ludivia is. There is space in the front if you have not bagged and compressed. Come under scrutiny. Let us see what you are doing wrong so we can correct you. Please. That is the reason why we are here. That is the reason why we are here. Patients must survive. All right. All right, we'll be ending now. Can we just have our seats as we close? Can we have our seats for one announcement as we close? And then we'll take any final questions. Can we have our seats as we take a final announcement and we close? Any burning questions we can take now? Tomorrow we are starting by 8:30. Please be here on time. Please be here on time. And tomorrow we have ACLS. This was basic. We are going to go advanced tomorrow. So tomorrow you need to come with your mind here. We are going to look at the different ECGs, the different drugs, and what you will give. And I will show you a case that we have done. The man is walking around today. Hello? Hello, can we just 1 minute? Let's close before we. Hello, can you stop, please? Stop. Just one announcement and we close. Can we stop, please? Stop, please. We'll continue after. The animals are still here. Stop, please. Just 1 minute as we close. Thank you so much for coming today. I believe that you value for your time. Tomorrow, we are going to do ECG in 90 minutes. We assure you that you will do an ECG tomorrow. So far, you can see. Tomorrow, we are going to try and go through stroke. Stroke will happen first in the morning. We'll have ECG. Then we are going to have advanced cardiac life support. So for the advanced cardiac life support, it demands that you can read an ECG. If you cannot read an ECG, you will not be able to resuscitate that patient completely. Now, in cardiac care and most of our practice, we have successfully brought back a lot of people. So it works. Even today's own, this one you have learned today, if you do it well, you will see that your next patient that they call you for will likely come back to life. Okay, so far it's not end-stage cancer or something like that. So this is critical. So if a patient collapses near you, you should coordinate people to do the correct thing. If you cannot ventilate, continue compression till your AED comes. Continue compression till your AED comes. For those of us that are a little bit well to do, let us try and get some money and donate an AED to our churches and our mosques. A gathering of 1,000 people should not happen without an AED nearby. Even event centers should have an AED. There should be a law. Maybe we should move for that in the House of Assembly. Okay, so tomorrow 8:30, please try and come on time. We will start exactly at the time. If you are here, if you are late, you have missed it. There's nothing we can do about that. When you are posting your pictures, please hashtag ACS 2022 and hashtag cardiocare. We thank you very much for coming and we'll see you tomorrow. Have a nice night and see you tomorrow. Please snap pictures outside and hashtag ACS 2022, hashtag cardiocare. See you tomorrow, 8:30 sharp. We start off. If you have any questions, you can meet any of the facilitators at the front. All the consultants at the front, you can ask questions. If you have any questions, please meet any facilitator.